All right, everybody. It looks like we are live. This is really kind of a test drive here, doing something a little bit different. And this is basically a hangout with Kevin. And that's basically, the perfect title, I think, for it. Utilizing the new Google technology of Hangouts and basically doing a simple, relaxed hangouts with Kevin. Far different from the television show, which is a very structured interview thing. This type of program is going to be a lot more relaxed, obviously web based. And I am purposely doing it from outside on my deck because I want to illustrate the point that Hangouts with Kevin will be very, very flexible in that they will also be done from any location pretty much as long as there's an internet connection. So the idea and plan is to be able to webcast or broadcast, however you want to talk, say it, from a number of different locations, just because the technology is there and so is the capabilities. So I really, really hope to be out and about and really doing this more, like I said, location based. I think it can be a lot of fun and add a lot of stuff. Now, Hangouts with Kevin will have somewhat of a format. Typically, it would have a couple different things. First of all, I plan to have a guest kind of chatting with me. I didn't line one up this time just because this is new, and I just wanted to introduce this to you guys. So not only would there be a guest, but there'd be a couple featured segments. One of them will be a question of the day or question of the week type of situation, and the other thing is just kind of some hot topics that were kind of out in social media and out and about that you guys were responding to. And to make it more interactive, my website, kevinaguilar.com, will have polls on there updated weekly, that you can go and you can express your thoughts and opinions. Then we're going to actually share that information on the show. And so that's going to be kind of the format. It's going to be those three things on average, not every single time, obviously, but just on average. And occasionally, too, I'll also have a guest sitting with me as well. And there we go. It's live and it's going to be kind of exciting. So let's go ahead and let's kind of introduce, kind of like some of the hot topics. So some of the hot topics today, one of them was, and let's go ahead and bring this up here, and you should be able to see it on your screen as well. If everything goes as planned. Oops. Or perhaps not. Technology here. All right, let me go ahead and pull this up here. Maybe there's a button. See, learning stuff all the time. So one of the things that was kind of out in the news and everything else today, really, and I think every single one of you heard about, was the current iPhone craze. And my question was to everyone here was, seriously, what are your thoughts on that recent iPhone craze? I mean, when you start thinking about the numbers, it's just crazy. I do believe the numbers hit, and I hope you guys can see this. I believe they hit around 10 million of these new devices sold, which is, that's awesome, and nothing against iPhone and its product and stuff. But what does that say about us? What does that say about us as, as people that were so hungry? 10 million people fought and had to just get that item the first week it came out versus waiting a month. And I was just kind of thinking, what were your guys' thoughts on society, really? And you guys kind of chimed in. On the screen here, you can see one person said, it's all hype. There's a fan, great new technology. Another person, I want to upgrade, but they have to wait till November. And let's see, like that the government can't listen to calls. Apple is a great company as of today. We'll see what the future holds. Interesting. So I think they're kind of talking about some of the new encrypting technology that, again, too, was in the news. I don't know how concerned I am about that. My calls are pretty boring. So, and then another person said crazy materialistic. So I'm thinking that they're thinking that the craze itself was just that, kind of materialistic and a bit crazy. Let's go back. And so there we go. So that is kind of an example of kind of how the show would work. or this new show is going to work. And then from this segment, after we get done discussing that, of course, there's the comment tracker. So if you're watching live, you can actually comment as well, and I can actually interact and everything else there on the side. Now, if this was a future show, typical show, I may have a guest on at this point. But at this point, we're going to go back to the screen share. And we're going to go ahead and talk about another hot topic that really got people talking about. A lot of people were talking about that this weekend. Let's go ahead and pull this up. And let's see what the responses were. Now, I'm reading these responses live. Aha. Pit bulls. So I don't know, a lot of people, I don't know if you've heard about this here in the Portland metro market. There was a situation where there was a pit bull attack. The pit bull actually attacked, I think, a Pomeranian on a local streetcar downtown in Portland. A lot of people got very passionate about that situation. Yes, I mean, I totally agree. It's a horrible situation. But then the question was basically, what are your thoughts on pit bulls? And so I gave you guys 3 different options, and it was basically the 3 of great pets, vicious beasts, or misunderstood animals. And overwhelmingly, you can see here, 80% said misunderstood animals, which I was kind of curious. Unfortunately, there was no great pets. No one came out to say that they were a great pet. And then, of course, the rest was vicious beasts. So there were some people passionate against the pit bulls. And that pit bull attack that happened on the public transit. Let's go ahead and go back here. Interesting thoughts, you guys. Let's go here and let's see what else you guys had to say. All right. So that was interesting. I was kind of curious. I was expecting to see a little bit more of a mix on that. I was thinking that maybe there would be a couple pit bull owners who would come to the rescue of the pet, but that didn't quite happen. All right. So continuing on, like I said, this is kind of like the format. Again, like I said, in future episodes, I would maybe perhaps have another guest who may chat with us. May also even have a panel to have a joint discussion regarding certain topics. But we're going to go on. We're going to go back to one more thing here. Let me pull this up. And let's see what we pull up right now. Be just a moment. Well, it's not coming up right now. All right, so I'll try it again. But the other big hot topic that was out on social media and other avenues was the infamous, I think they refer to it as hunting season there in Japan, Dolphin Cove, the hunting of the dolphins. I know there was a movie and some other stuff that came out not that long ago, a couple of years back, that kind of showed the process, I'm trying to use my words wisely, the process of that. And I kind of put on there kind of a, let's go ahead and take a look here. Here we go. Let's take a look. So the question was basically, what are your thoughts on the dolphin fishing season now that it's begun in Japan? And some people said, why? Maybe perhaps they didn't know. Other responses, as you can see on the screen, was very sad. That maybe someone who kind of knows about the process. And then it must stop was another response. They should stop now. We all need to be vegetarian due to world population growth and focus of our attention on creating non-meat foods. So I didn't expect a lot of pro responses on that topic, but I thought it'd be kind of fun just to check with you guys and see what your thoughts were on that process. Okay. All right. So this was, again, like I said, this was just an introduction broadcast, an introduction show to you all. I would love to know your thoughts on this. Again, like I said, it'll be more exciting once I'll be lining up guests to be joining me. in future episodes, and I'll be doing this broadcast from different locations, like I said. So this is Hangouts with Kevin. It's a relaxed, very comfortable podcast or webcast, however you want to call it. I guess officially it'd be a webcast. Anyway, you can view it on You can view it on YouTube. YouTube will be broadcasting this live. You can also see past episodes on my YouTube channel. You can also see the latest episodes. They'll be also featured on KevinAguilar.com. My name, KevinAguilar.com, is also where you can go to vote on future topics of discussion. It's all there via my website. And below, as you see on my name, at Kevin Aguilar, that is my Twitter handle. If you have thoughts, ideas, if you want to be a guest, an upcoming guest on one of my, and tell me something, I'd love to hang out with you, because that's what it's all about. It's called Hangout with Kevin, and that's what we're doing. It's informal, it's casual, it's fun. It's Hangouts with Kevin, and this is your introduction.